stagger rate sa mga play natin all the way from slot 3s. Having those men from our slot 3s lose focus na rin kung nasa yung whereabout niya exact. Pero those boys all the way from slot 3 were waiting for Adonis dito sa second floor. Kung nasa na rin yung whereabout sila. Making seem na hindi sila ganun ka-prepare. Pero as you can see, slot 3 KZ is that well prepared for them to be able to have the 1-on-2 situation sa mga slot 70s natin. Last man from the squad not bailing out at all. He's gonna be aiming for those heads ng mga slot 3s natin dito. Avenging those brothers of him after the elimination ng one ng mga slot 3s natin dito. Tactics are now being used by Adonis all the way from slot 17s. Pero TSQ versus PBs, one player has been knocked down. Dito muna sa mga play natin all the way from slot 22 versus slot 16. One player has been annihilated. The situation exchange of casualty mode that definitely occurred. Dito sa side na makinig the scenes kung saan nagkamera ng situation mas natin dito sa atin pero wrong side. Slot CTS. Those 5, 6, gatekeeping those all the way from slot 16 trying to have those knocked down instead. Pero those men has been knocked down one by one by them boys all the way from slot 16. With the help of course by those other players, been seeing a lot of movement, seeing a lot of commotion went down into the side of slot 16 and slot 22 natin. From that 3-3 situation earlier by those slot 16 and slot 22 natin, they definitely call those other players out here on the open where they're definitely having a 4-4 and 3-3 situation. Slot 18, GIG, open fight out, taking cover out from this blow broken vehicle versus the slot 8 not losing their hope to knock down again. Into the side of slot 18 natin. Trying to feed those men up there right now. Slot 18 putting out for those other players. As you can see, 2 men are being displayed by our boys all the way to slot 11. Slot 8 inside of Smoke Shack. Kirsty and Raven, and also we have King, and also we have slot 6 open. One player from slot 11. No hesitation, one guy here from slot 6 is fire up towards the one player from slot 11 who's about to cross the road. But instead, he definitely really spotted right now from those other players. He's now being open fired at by different clans out front. Slot 11 being round over by the one guy all the way from slot 6. Right now, one player then from slot 11 manages to steal that kill out from the one player who definitely got his knocked down in the process of running that guy over. I'll keep it on full stop. One player been knocked down 2 minutes ago. Another one bites the dust. Decent 2-1 situation. No one dito sa side ng mga slot 11s natin. Nuparin natin those player from slot 11 vengeance. Pero sabi nga lang, be careful what we wish for. And those men from slot 11 opening fire up line inside of the smoke pot na ginawa ng mga slot 8 natin. And hoping that they can knock one dito sa side ng mga play natin dito. From the moment slot 11 most definitely figure out that kung nasa way about sa mga play natin game would have definitely started without bagger earlier. That engine rev most definitely really spotted enough to stop the slot 11 natin. He got himself knocked down. My time pa ba to have this one player to cover being knocked down by those boys all the way from slot 11 or maybe not. 3-on-2 situation for him. Sobrang scattered na rin ng mga slot 11s not really taking that risk. Just eliminate those target of them dito sa side ng mga slot 8 natin. Those men ano rejuvenate. So far, pero slot 11 was definitely got an idea na rin. Open fire random, different spot, different location angle for them to be able to have those men cornered inside of smoke spot. They do on those starting to open fire to those other players. AOW has been a knockdown together with them boys all the way from slot GIGs. Every players that are turning up and up. As soon as they spotted some sort of weapon that they can use to get those snagged and up there to the side of a play natin, they are definitely using those random weapons. One play there from slot 8 is knocked down, another one bites the dust. It's all up the lang kay Kirsten all the way from slot CTS. For her to be able to have those merit call from being eliminated. This is spot kung saan nagkameron na rin ng crazy gunfight. Dito muna agad dahil sa mga play natin against slot 24 who manages to survive the area kung nasa yung slot 1 natin. Another one bites the dust into the side ng mga slot 16 natin. Everyone is starting up regardless of the situation and regardless of the event. That's team. Ano turning up there kung natin about to play natin. In the process, maybe ambushing someone or maybe giving some surprise dito sa side ng mga play natin all the way from slot 16. Last man dito sa spot kung saan nagkamera na rin ng crazy gunfire earlier. But ng mga slot 6 natin dito. Pero again, maybe hindi pa rin aware ng mga strategies natin dito. The two boys, although we're classics, just flying this whole spot. Punasan na rin, nagkakamera na attention mga strategies natin dito, or maybe them get inside the compound, opening fire wide dito sa rooftop. Punasan rin way about sa mga play natin dito, although we're strategies playing it, pero not to snag down pa rin right now. He's now tagging those perimeter na punasan yung way about ng possible opponent nila dito sa side ng mga classics natin. It's gonna be 3-on-2 or 2-on-4 situation pa rin dito sa side ng mga classics natin. Here we go. Couldn't be able to spot this target pa rin dito sa side ng mga classics natin. One player's been knocked down, the last man from the squad dito sa side ng mga classics natin. Last one play natin, pero one player mistaken. Towards the moves out, thinking that he can got this one away with him. Slap PB, slap 22s, nandito pa rin. Mahal kita, all the way from slap PBs versus one guy all the way from slap 6. All up na lang para kaya iba natin all the way from slap 6 for him to be able to have those men another chance. And I don't know, maybe a mahal kita all the way slap 22s. I know preparing some sort of surprise is somehow that one guy all the way from slap 6 will be having a circle moment. It's of course 𝗏𝗏 𝐴𝐵𝐷 one guy all the way from slap 22. 1v1 situation. So instead of having his snag down dito sa side ng mga classics natin, he's not being damaged quite enough for a possible win. Is somehow gonna be turning up that's a corner. 𝗏𝗏 𝐴𝐵𝐷 all the way started to stagger it. He got himself knocked down the game, making sure no one is here aside towards one guy all the way started to twos. And he somehow is gonna be turning up that's a corner. 𝗏𝗏 𝐴𝐵𝐷 all the way started to stagger it. He got himself knocked down the game, making sure no one is here aside towards one guy all the way started. In that one guy all the way started before he also got himself knocked down, pero not that long though. Maybe this one guy all the way slap 3 will be recovered and from being knocked down by those boys earlier, pero Tongi all the way not evacuating, not losing his hope for taking another one dito sa side ng mga slot 3s natin. Whoever's gonna be helping that one guy all the way slot 3 being recovered, that one guy's gonna be joining that one guy down on his knees, pero failing to do that dito sa side ng mga slot 3s natin. Dito getting another opportunity to put this one guy up na rin dito from being knocked down by Toji all the way from slot 17s natin. But from the moment that he did Delby misses shot dito sa side ng mga slot 3s natin, he's now moving inside. And this is two men all the way from a slot 3s all by himself. 1v2 situation. Good run as well. Dito sa side in that one guy all the way starting if you have a slot 6 inside of the blue zone. 𝗏𝗏, Hashboy, Dose, and also we have 𝐶𝐻𝐈. Taking their time, taking the moment. RPS, one player has been executed probably. Tignan natin dito sa side na ma-play natin all the way to 74. BANAKON last member from the squad. Stadium, rooftop, slur, and also we have broken. Degas of finishing touches. Covering those guns sa mga slot 19s natin. Leaving those men no choice but to go outside of the game. Most definitely BANAKON last member from the squad. Those men although whoever's not succeed, but amazing for a proper knockdown. Then he definitely prepares for some sort of ambush. Whoever's gonna be running up na rin dito sa area, dito sa 𝗏𝗏 𝐴𝐵𝐷 now standing by, holding his ground. But again, he's the one who has classic inside of the blue zone. If further push, but as you can see, the players back think twice to go make it out of the way possible. For everyone is trying to survive. You know, kung saan nakapunta yung mga strategies natin. Shots fired again. Everyone is opening fire, not minding those other players here. Whoever's gonna be cheering those engagements going down to this area na mga started and strategies natin dito. They're definitely, I don't know, somehow they're surviving those third parties. Somehow those other teams are going to be cleaning up next. Pero all the players starting to knock down. Really, starting taking one down below. Get to the side of the play. Not the double strategies, pero are losing, he's scared to do that. One play there from Slato is being knocked down. And mission maybe probably is emptying his mag and taking away with him one player from Slato teams. But everyone most definitely moved in kung nasa lang yung way about to. Dito naman sa side ng mga statics natin. Too slow to hear those engine roar ng mga slot 11 vehicles natin dito. Losing their chance, maybe waiting for a possible knockdown coming those style 11. No, the devil drove past by dito sa behind nila. 4-man squad pa rin mga players natin. Sean and also we have Long, Luigi, and also we have Fuji. Bakos na 22's 4-man squad. Sobrang take ng mga players. Fire boys all the way back to for a possible knockdown. The side of most top 5 natin. Those top 5 has been pushed. Started the blue zone, and the blue zone is getting outplayed from our 5 confused. Whether they're gonna be jumping off their vehicle in open fire back sa mga Slato dito natin dito. Ignore just open fire na ginawa ng mga Slato dito natin. Nevertheless, those men from Slato dito most definitely emptied. Few max just eliminate those target of them dito sa side ng mga blue zone are pushing our player from our Slato twos. Makikita being open fire that almost got himself knocked down on his way, helping those brothers and them dito sa side ng mga Slato dito natin. Eliminate those opponents dito sa side naman ng mga player natin all the way from Stat 3's. Stat 12, last man standing, keeping himself as quiet as possible. Another one all the way from a Slat Benz has to be knocked down dito sa side ng mga Slat 11's natin. Vulnerable maybe yung mga Slat 11's natin dito for the open fight na ginawa ng mga bands natin, pero 2 of them last men to be exact dito sa side ng mga Slat 11's natin dito standing. Everyone from our Slat band are giving this one guy all the way from Slat 11. No choice though, no chance of having a 1v1 situation dito sa side ng mga player and all the way from top. Right now, he's losing his time for a possible knockdown dito sa side ng mga player natin. That's why he definitely pulls up for nasa yung way about exact. Then mga Slat 11 started hoping that he can take one away dito sa side ng mga Slat 7. Blue zone are pushing our player from our Slat 2s. Makikita being open fire that has been in the process, taking those back and view ng mga Slat bands natin. Thinking that they can cut those men slacking, pero now those men from Slat 18 are being caught slacking by those Slat 17, making seem na hindi prepare yung mga Slat 17 style for any kind of situation that those other players gonna be giving. Pero ganun pa rin ka-ready yung mga Slat 17s natin for any kind of situation. Slat UC, Slat 19, one player has been knocked down, tagging those perimeter natin kung nasaan yung whereabouts ng mga Slat 17s natin as of now. Slat 25, giving himself as much as possible down until the side ng mga Slat 19s natin. Pero na-open fire that he did definitely expose his spot. Nasa na rin yung whereabouts niya. Pero ganun pa rin. Katanong break ng mga Slat 19s natin. So the open fire, he gets inside the most Slat 19s natin. Those Slat 17s attention quickly pointing towards him on his way outside of the blue zone. Nagkamera Slat 17s natin. Shots fired again dito naman sa side ng mga RPS natin version of Slat UCs. No, Slat 21 player Derek or Rick has been knocked down. UC Slat 19s opening fire side ng mga Slat 12 natin. Morning opening fire Ryan dito sa side ng mga Slat 19s natin dito. And one player then all the way Stat 12 has been knocked down in return, pero no one is bailing out. Stat 24, RPS, evacuating the scene versus those other players would have definitely opened fire random. Dito naman sa side ng mga Stat 22 natin, we have 𝗏𝗏𝗏, Sean, and also we have Malkina. Dito naman sa area ng mga Slat PBs natin, Sean, we also have a Stat 24 for mga RPS natin. Fleur, on the other hand, has been executed up the game. Ego versus LRs. There goes the execution again. Dito sa side naman ng mga Stat LRs natin. One player has been executed, but from the moment Sly LRs and maybe Vice one from our Slat 25 and Slat 70s natin. Shots fired again dito naman sa side ng mga RPS natin version of Slat UCs. No, mentioned earlier mga player natin all the way from Ego probably, and those men has been executed from the game. No knockdown happened pa rin dito sa side ng mga Slat 70s natin. Ganon attack ng mga player natin to one another for them to be able to have those finishing touches and to have those protecting one another. Somehow one player will be knocked down. Immediately Slat fans, Slat 17 will be having those men rejuvenate. PB Stat 22s versus RPS Stat 21s. Kirby's no letting his presence know na mga dito sa side ng mga Stat 22 natin because of the engine roar. Bago ay Sean, mahal kita. Our player from Stat 21 and pulling up one. Mas Start PS natin verse Stat 22. One player then all the way from Stat 21. Our player from Stat PB. Stat 22 status, Stat 21's not in either rather. And those men, our player from Stat PB. Stat 22 status, Stat 21's not in either rather. And those men end up being picked out from the game one by Chan all the way from Stat 22. No sacrificial land, the most definitely has been given for them to be able to have this execution. Choose this aside the most Stat 21's not them. Kyle under in the hand, he got himself knocked down in the process, maybe pulling up the 𝗏𝗏 way about most Stat 22's not, and Kyle has been executed of the game. Two more players to go for a possible squad wipe dito sa side ng mga Stat 21's natin, or maybe we're gonna be witnessing another table turn dito sa side ng mga Stat 21's versus the Stat 22's pero UC versus ATA. Here goes execution na rin dito sa side naman ng mga play natin all the way Stat 19's. Molo na being thrown dito sa second floor kung nasan si Morning natin Rise and 12 must be knocked down in the process, maybe taking those men all the way from Stat 12 down they can, and waiting for another squad to pull up kung nasa sa ngayon yung whereabouts sila. And probably Stat 8 or CTS will be preparing na rin for some sort of ambush, whoever's gonna be pulling up kung nasan yung corner nila. Pero Stat 11's ayaw gano'n pa yung mga play natin dito versus our Stat 1 player no big spotted because of the smoke box na ginawa ng mga play natin. Stat 24's ano being open fired at ng mga Stat 11's natin. No hesitation style Lavis, style Lavis, most definitely got away na kung nasa way about sa mga Stat 24 natin. They're not pulling up them kung nasa way about sa mga RPS natin. One player has been knocked down and they get execution na rin dito sa side ng mga RPS natin. Last man to be exact standing dito sa side ng mga Stat 24's natin dito. Pero again, one player then in the cross taking those men down dito sa side ng mga Stat 11's natin. Sacrifices must be made. We have a Stat 18 got those behind of those Stat 11's not in need of they can, and waiting for another scheme. Got those behind of those Stat 11's not in need of enemy of my enemies, my friend. Probably this is side of most Stat 11's not in verse the RPS. Then last man from his squad standing. Those other player from Stat 18 are now giving a lot. Here we go. This is the side of most Stat 18's natin, giving those other player a chance for possible knockdown. This is the naman sa side ng mga play natin all the way Stat 5. Seeing those men scoping away kung nasa na rin yung mga Stat 11's natin. Those men has been gone down. Yeah, Boots, Doc, Sean, GIG, one player has been knocked down. Pero right now, away na rin yung mga Stat 18's natin kung nasa na rin yung way about ang possible opponent nila, which is yung mga Stat 5 natin, who definitely got the opportunity to put one down dito sa corner ng mga Stat 18's natin. RPSN staying as quiet as possible, allowing those other players to have their gunfight dito sa premise nila. And whoever's gonna be winning those matches, this last man all the way from Stat 18 got those behind of those Stat 11's not in need of enemy of my enemies, my friend. Probably this is side of most Stat 11's not in verse the RPS. Then last man from his squad standing. Those men has been gone down. Yeah, Boots, Doc, Sean, GIG, one player has been knocked down. Pero right now, away na rin yung mga Stat 18's natin kung nasa na rin yung way about ang possible opponent nila, which is yung mga Stat 5 natin, who definitely got the opportunity to put one down dito sa corner ng mga Stat 18's natin. RPSN staying as quiet as possible, allowing those other players to have their gunfight dito sa premise nila. And whoever's gonna be winning those matches, this last man all the way from the RPS will be facing those winners. Pero as of now, he got himself blown to pieces na rin by that NEXUS with the wide mga play natin all the way from Stat 11. So, and also we have Shan, higher gun pa rin yung mga play natin dito, keeping it there. Look, high versus those other players from Stat 11 who definitely had their face off inside of the compound. Pero right now, attention of dito sa side ng mga Stat 25 natin. That rough open fight that they did, one player Stat 25 has been knocked down. That is Skyler, who's been giving a lot of hardships na rin sa mga Slat CTS natin. Yanks, Zypers, may Dry, 2-1-4. Again, other than that, natin ako ng mga Stat 14's natin. Iyoko natin dito, no, manning Alpha or Slat 14 natin. It's gonna be the eliminator of God, but again, he got himself knocked down in return. in the process of taking one dito sa side ng mga stat 25, pero two of them has been knocked down in the process of scanning the perimeter kung saan nagkameron ng pull over yung mga slot 8 natin earlier, na knowing that we have our slot 14 all the way behind of them. Nagkameron na nga using the Uzi, pero he definitely made a mistake by opening fire at him. He definitely ran out of bullets. To the side, the most stat 25 natin. That round opening fire that they did, one player stat 25 to be knocked down. That is running up, or whoever's going to be racing their way to get outside of the blue zone. Those men will be gate kept by our slot 7 games. Pero again, stat 25. How we can drove around, roaming. The area kung nasa ng same tayo mga stat people fire random na mga stat 25 natin. Empty few matches eliminate those targets that get to the side of mga stat one player. Stat 6 has been gunned down in the process of scanning and scouting the perimeter kung saan kameron ng standing by mode yung mga stat 25 natin, and game plan of those stat 6 are now working accordingly as of now. By the third one play, them stat 25 is being knocked down by your boys all the way from stat 18s. A lot of food possible that they can eliminate dito sa side ng mga player natin dito, pero I don't know, man. 9-11 natin, sobrang top 10 pa rin. Wolves, Doc, and San Raven all the way from slot 8 running up, or whoever's gonna be racing their way to get outside of the blue zone. Those men will be gate kept by our slot 7 games. Definitely handling those other players from a slot. They started to blue down, pero the game plan of slot 3 was definitely quite working well. This is a side ng mga slot 8 is not them. One player has been knocked down, pero not totally, so he can be recovered by his comrade dito. Sobrang intact pa rin ng mga GLG natin dito from some sort of quick rejuvenation process. And somehow the other player will be getting their upper hand to one down dito sa GIGs natin. Slot 22 on the other hand, confusing moment, occurred na nagpunasan mga stat TV and those other players stat 25. Big Brian being open fire at Big Brian being NEXUS. The mga slot 22 natin, pero right now Big Brian are being molly, and he is now being burned alive by one of the players. Tensions open fire inside the smoke pop. Ginawa na one player natin dito. When it happens, KitKat all the way from 𝐂𝐿 will be getting his upper hand. Good visual, probably decent for him to be able to get those knocked down. Dito sa side ng mga stat 22 natin, sobrang risky na ginagawa ng mga stat list natin dito. They are definitely fanning out to one another. That risky yung mga player natin dito. That risk taker. You know, just eliminate those target event, pero one player from stat 7 still alive. Dito sa bands natin dito, while player stat 22 are having aware, or they are awareness kung nasa aware ba sa mga slot 3 natin dito. The one player from slot 17 under planning top distribution, grabbing those behind of the target of them dito sa side ng mga slot 22 natin. ENSEMBLE slot 22s will be having tunnel vision, focusing their offense fire, their attention dito sa side ng mga slot 3 natin. Surprise, we have Toshi will be having this vulnerable spot ng mga slot 22 natin, and a moment too soon. Spot ng mga slot 22 natin, and a moment too soon. Here we go. Being sound keeps occurring, being heard pa rin ang mga status ng mga PBs natin. Snap 3s and forming a line and giving some sort of confusion dito sa side ng mga status dito natin probably. Pero Toshi not moving at all. He's gonna be waiting for the right time for him to be able to get those behind of those status and somehow everything will be going south dito naman sa side ng mga status natin dito. Effort to have that one player rescue dito sa side naman ng mga stat 22 natin. They're gonna be waiting for those rescue ng one player natin doon all the way stat 3 for them to be able to get another knockdown sa mga stat natin. So I guess that will return your favor by knocking one dead dito sa side ng mga stat 22 natin. A change of casualty must definitely be going to happen dito sa side ng mga cases and mga PBs natin. Pero they are not losing their hope. Definitely still trying to get up. Recover after those snacks. Nothing dito for Shine opening fire. KitKat being pushed away to be able to cross the road, and the blue zone are giving your slot 3s no choice but to move in here in the open. First slot open, waiting for them, opening fire off. Time to smoke pop, emptying another mag just to eliminate those target of them dito sa side. Has been zone, and the blue zone are in favor of those last two effort to have the one player rescue dito sa side naman ng mga statutus natin. They our players that their teams who would definitely land here. Close by kung nasaan yung mga slotties natin. We have our Ego, Branch, Lexus, and also we have Silver. All of them most definitely having their peaceful and quietness, having those glued out moments, searching for their favorite weapons kung nasaan yung whereabouts sila. Pero we cannot say the same. This is cool era kung nasaan yung mga UC natin. UC most never got an unpredictable one down dito sa side ng mga stat 20s natin dito. User versus UC. Two men all the way from stat 5 has been knocked down. We have Poch, last man from his squad, still holding his ground versus those other players who would have definitely pushed in when nasa na rin yung way about that earlier. Right now they've been waiting for those other players to push in the full vision of the first but now are having those slot 19 trying to survive those hands. Yung mga slot 12 na last spot yung mga slot 10s natin. Slot 10 turns and Mia on the left ito gumagalaw earlier but I definitely just open fire them earlier dito sa side ng mga stat 6 natin dito, making sure that no one left or got left behind. Pero again, we have two men all the way from stat 10 who definitely attempted to pick one out dito sa side ng mga stat 6 natin, but again they're being picked out from the game. Yung mga statens natin dito, instead of them having those picked out or having those knocked down dito sa side ng mga stat 6 natin. Last man from his squad, we have Curves moving on or moving forward na rin yung mga stat 6 natin, search and destroy stat 6 and are preparing to have versus one player vulnerable, focusing towards the front view kung nasaan yung two men all the way from stat 6, not knowing one player about to pop out from those back end of him. He got himself gone down using that pump shot. That's how the spot yung mga slot 10s natin. Slot 10 turns and Mia on the left ito gumagalaw earlier but I definitely just open fire them earlier dito sa side ng mga stat 6 natin dito, making sense natin. Pero long gone na rin yung mga stat 35 natin dito sa 𝐵 saan like meron pulled over yung mga stat 40 natin first slot 22 second good stat. So some movement maybe even dito sa side ng mga stat 40 natin, open fire random rough dito sa side ng mga stat 40 natin. One player most definitely caught slacking started dudes gunning one down dito sa side ng mga stat 40 natin. Who's the fast and houses of patient all the way behind of him. So on the situation, DJ and the fast and third because of the night and the one stop for this natin dito sa side natin. Chan being damaged pa rin by those men all the way stop 14 pero one play then has been knocked down in the process, taking one now Polly dito sa side ng mga stop for this natin. One play then was started to pulling over regardless of the situation where those last 14 you know what, even though that he will be eliminated in the process, taking for this natin which is 𝐂𝐿. He definitely may not pulling out a DBS action or DBS gameplay towards those asses and mga stop for this natin, making sure that no one will be getting their operator to put one down dito sa side ng mga stat 22 natin which is actions natin. Somehow he will be on point towards his target and yes, naging on point naman yung boy natin all the way stat 22 dito sa side ng mga stat 40s natin today. Single-handedly he definitely knocked one dito sa side ng mga stat 40s natin, eliminating those two men all the way stat 14. Pero the blue zone are pushing our stat 22s inside of the circle kung nasa na rin yung whereabouts ng mga slot 9s natin dito. Movement and being spatted dito sa side ng mga slot 18s natin. Tino able to detect the premises kung nasa na rin yung whereabouts ng mga slot 18s natin. Opening fire, they should knock one. RJ has been wiped. They're now fighting another spot where they can plan themselves for some sort of good visual versus other players been opening fire at them continuously. First stat 25, man, they're definitely figuring out that kung nasaan nila yung whereabouts ng mga stat 6 natin where stat 6 will be doing next. Pero right now, stat 6 mission is get those fully behind of those last 17 stat 6 one of those final being stacked by those other players. They'll just be knocked down in the process. Inside of the blue zone, he got himself checked. He got himself eliminated from the game. Samo and Adonis ang side of stat 70s natin. Still, not losing their focus pa rin towards Adonis. The one who definitely opened fire towards those stat 25 earlier right now. Stat 70s, Adonis being confronted by our player. Proper green night. Punasan yung wayabos sa smoke shot. I want to rejuvenate him after being knocked down by one of the players of slot 6. Lords, lower spot, underground mission there. Dito tayo na ma-play natin all the way. Bros, not 18s. Pero no choice. The blue zone are eating our boys all the way from slot 18. And the moment using one play has been knocked down. And the blue zone are eating our boys all the way from slot 18 as of now. Gatekeeping at his best. Slot 6 most definitely prepared. Versus other players, they double went underground. Now LRs. CTS, .9, higher ground, 4th throw, hold the waves, CTS, I don't know. Running around, everyone is trying to escape the blue zone and damage, pero he himself damaged behind last member of the squad, so moving. Now, being checked by, I don't know. Man, by just using this big most definitely everyone's gonna be away na nag-unahan way about sa one play natin dito all the way sa 9. But right now, you know, spotting one guy all the way from star 9. Started the fight out. He definitely went with a crazy rainbow style 103. Hiding behind
Squatter House Gaming. Heto na sa laban, di ka uurungan ng mga malupit sa minay sumabay. Sabay ka sa beat at lahat magingay. Malabuhawi pag bumakbak, sa pandinig lahat isaksak. Pag di ka tumago ako'y asintado, ito'y aprobado, ika'y sagalpak. May lalim at lawak, galawang mahusay. May tutok lumapat, galawang matibay. Lihitimong gang, kami ang patunay. May tutok sa clash, kaya ako tumibay. Sambala ka lang, yan na sigurado. Galawan na smooth, medyo agresibo. Maingat na kilos na parang plinano. Sadyang palaban, yan ang Pilipino. Solido pumanat, tapat ka sa sentro. Sabay na sa game, basag ka sa flame. Kapag bumalasa, pasok to sa lasa. Lihitimong baraw at saka sa main.
Subukan mang umiwas ay di ka makakatakas. Sigurado ko sa pulat, lahat ay malalakas. At wala matitira kundi kami lang malakas. Huwag ka boy umasa na kami ay mapitas. Gamay ko na ito kaya malabo mga paa. Babatukan lang kita hanggang ikaw ay madapa. Dudurugin lang kita sabay tipi sa mukha. Ewan ko na lang kung tatalog sa tuwa. Asa ka sa tiyamba na kami inyo madali. Tirang talikuran ay alis ito palagi. Ibahin mo kami pare pag kami ang umatake. Di basta-basta padali kaya huwag ka makapante. Baka di mo kilala isa ito sa malakas. Motivational speaker panapat ko sa alas. Gila ng taga-utas na mga nagmatigas. Walang kinakatakutan labanan hanggang wakas. Legit na veterano sa paggamit ng baril. Di nagbimintis asintado kumitil. Kabilang to sa pinakamahusay na dapat mo igalang dahil di mo kalibel. Kung di ka kalibel panoorin mo na lang. Mga shoutcaster tanggapin mo na lamang. Mga sharpshooter kami lang ang sakalam. Lagi last hater kaya iyak talunan. Mga tira nyo kasi hindi inaasinta.